The campus calendar has been packed this week as several groups and organizations try to fit in the last events before students head out for Thanksgiving break. Coming up, we'll show you how one student group gave Red Raiders the chance to give back to the community and solidified their reputation with a fearless event that will live on in attendees' memories evermore.
The transition of political power here in the United States is already underway, with several big announcements in the wake of last week's election. Kiley Phillips will have the details on all the latest headlines in the latest edition of MCTV's Inside the Issues.
And the United Supermarkets Arena has been rocking this week as two Texas Tech teams put on a show and improved their records against non-conference competition. MCTV's Todd Eldridge will have the scores and highlights from basketball season week number 2 in sports.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Thursday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Grace Beene.
And I'm Yemi Akinyeye. The official start of the Thanksgiving holiday is now under 2 weeks away, but many students are planning to take off even earlier and enjoy a full week away from schoolwork.
And with that in mind, one student organization is maintaining a packed schedule of events to give Red Raiders plenty of fun and free options before leaving campus. Earlier this afternoon, the Student Activities Board hosted the first of 2 service events this week in the sub. Today's option gave students the chance to stop and show off their creativity by designing a bookmark to be donated to the local Lubbock libraries. Red Raiders passing through the sub's northeast entrance were encouraged to use acrylic markers to decorate blank plastic bookmarks. The bookmarks will be given to the local public library system here in Lubbock, along with donations that have been collected during SAB's book drive. Today's event started at 11 a.m. and finished up at 2 p.m., but SAB is offering one more chance to serve the community tomorrow. Thank a Doc is the Student Activity Board's final service activity for the fall semester. Students can stop by the Texas Tech Police Department's office in the sub and help put together a small thank you gift to be given to local doctors. Tomorrow's service activity is scheduled from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and all students are invited to stop by and contribute to the project.
SAB has hosted several service options for students throughout the semester, but the group is most known for free entertainment, activities, and opportunities for creative fun. And last night, the group used the inspiration of a tortured poet to fill in the blank space on some Red Raiders midweek schedules. Swift Night was the title of the Student Activities Board's latest option to shake off the stress of school and enjoy an enchanted evening in the sub ballroom. Attendees were given several options to fulfill their wildest dreams through free activities inspired by the era of Taylor Swift. Students could show off their musical style through a round of karaoke and then calm down by creating a personalized friendship bracelet on their own, all under a lavender haze. SAB also set up a buffet of Swift-themed food and drink items to complete the Taylor-inspired wonderland that had been scheduled for November 13th. The event wrapped up at 9 p.m. last night, and students grabbed their new crafts and cardigans and headed out across campus to their getaway cars with memories they will never ever forget. SAB's last fun and free event before Thanksgiving is happening off campus at Glowworm Jelly Ball on the far south side of the city. Students can enjoy the paintball alternative for free with a student ID. Next week's event is scheduled on Wednesday, November 20th from 6 to 9 p.m. For more info, check out sab.ttu.edu.
Over the last 2 weeks, Texas Tech students have been grabbing their laptops and counting down the time until their advanced registration period officially opened. Soon, all students will be able to sign up for classes, and luckily, one college has been ready to assist anyone still trying to figure out their future schedule. The College of Media and Communications Advising Office held their fall pop-in advising event this week. Students could stop by to schedule an impromptu appointment with one-on-one advising staff, and then wait in the West Student Lounge. Students could also pick up a free bag of fresh popcorn while they waited, all popped up by the ComC Dean student ambassadors. Anyone just passing by could also grab the tasty treat, which included an invite to join in on one of the college's next events, Gratitude and Good Vibes. The event is scheduled for next Wednesday and will include drinks and refreshments, games, a holiday movie, and a chance for students to write a quick thank you note to faculty, staff, or other fellow students in the college. This week's pop-in advising started on Tuesday and wrapped up yesterday afternoon. Last Tuesday, Americans cast their vote and selected the next president of the United States.
The new administration won't be taking over until next year, but there's already plenty of headlines coming out daily regarding changes across the political landscape. Kiley Phillips joins us now to get us up to speed on the latest events in today's edition of MCTV's Inside the Issues. Kylie?
Thanks, Yemi and Grace. President-elect Donald Trump has already begun his process of choosing who will serve in his cabinet. From Elon Musk to Matt Gaetz, the list is filled with names you might have heard before. The most recent announcement was that Senator Marco Rubio would be his nomination for Secretary of State, as well as Congressman Matt Gaetz to serve as Attorney General. Earlier this week, he announced that he would be choosing Tesla CEO Elon Musk and former Republican candidate Vivek Ramaswamy to be the heads of what he's calling the Department of Government Efficiency. Another key nominee this week was former Democratic Representative Tulsi Gabbard as Director of National Intelligence. Numerous other nominees have been announced throughout the week, and more are sure to come in the next few weeks ahead of Trump's inauguration. And rumored nominees such as Robert F. Kennedy Jr. are circulating but not yet confirmed. All nominees will still need to be officially confirmed by the Senate following January's inauguration, and any selection can remove themselves from consideration before the confirmation process begins. The newly elected Congress and Senate, both of which are Republican-controlled, have elected their majority leaders. The House of Representatives re-elected Mike Johnson as the Speaker of the House. Johnson has served in the role since October of 2023. Republicans flipped the Senate after 3 years of Democrats having the majority. They elected Senator John Thune after former minority leader of the GOP, Mitch McConnell, stepped down. The South Dakota senator said in his acceptance speech that the Republican Party is united and are all on one team. McConnell was the longest-serving party leader in Senate history, with a 17-year run, and at times was the most powerful Republican in Washington. He also said this will be his last term serving in the Senate and that serving the people of Kentucky has been the honor of his life. President-elect Trump made a return to the White House where he vowed to engage in a peaceful transfer of power. He held a 2-hour private meeting with current President Joe Biden. Only the opening moments of the meeting were made public. The rest of the meeting was private between the two presidents and their chiefs of staff. The demeanors of the two presidents was something we haven't seen between the two in past interactions.
And looking forward to having like we said, smooth transition. Do everything we can to make sure you're accommodated, what you need. And we're going to get a chance to talk about some of that today. So
good.
Welcome
Thank you
back.
very much. And thank you very much. And politics is tough, and it's in many cases not a very nice world, but it is a nice world today, and I appreciate very much a transition that's so smooth. It'll be as smooth as it can get, and I very much appreciate that, Joe.
You're welcome.
Neither of the two commented to the press after the meeting. However, later on Wednesday, Trump told the New York Post that they discussed two issues in which they have differing opinions: the war in Ukraine and the war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. Trump said that he asked Biden for his views on the issues and described his response saying, "He gave me his very graciously." While we haven't seen an interaction like this between Trump and Biden, in this political landscape, you never know if it's going to happen again. That was a look inside of this week's issues. I'm Kiley Phillips. See you next Thursday. Back to you, Yemi and Grace.
Thanks, Kylie. It's been a pretty mild week across the South Plains in comparison to last week's wet weather.
The afternoon highs have been pretty nice each day, but it does seem like the morning temperatures have been getting consistently cooler. So does that mean even colder days are coming up soon? Chief Weather Specialist Elisabeth Herring joins us now in the studio to let you know if it's time to pull out your winter gear in today's MCTV forecast. Elizabeth?
Thanks, Grace. Well, you're right. Afternoons have been lovely, including this afternoon in the upper 60s. Right now, beautiful sunny skies. It's going to continue on into tomorrow and Saturday. However, we do have some rain headed our way on Sunday. That's going to begin Sunday afternoon. So if you have any morning plans, you should be okay. But we are going to see some storms begin to move into the area around 3 p.m., continuing into the evening and into early Monday morning. We also have a chance for some thunderstorms and severe weather. So just be aware of that as you head to classes on Monday morning, because that rain chance is going to continue Monday afternoon as well. Well, luckily we don't have to worry about any freezing temperatures with that rain. However, next week it looks like we will see below 32 or 32 degrees beginning Tuesday and then going highest chance on Wednesday and into the rest of the week. Wednesday is November 20th. Our record was set for the latest freeze was back in 2003, November 23rd. So we're just shy of hitting that record, but we will see as we head into next week and as temperatures fall due to a cold front we do have coming in on Monday evening. Well, lows across the South Plains tonight in the upper 30s and mid 40s. No freezing temperatures quite yet. Snyder 43, Turkey 40, Demet 37, Plainview 36, and clear skies. Tomorrow, another lovely day, about 5 degrees warmer than what we saw today. Everyone's seeing 70s across the South Plains area. Snyder 74, Turkey 72, Demet 71, and sunny skies tomorrow as well. Well, tonight here locally in Lubbock, low of 42. Tomorrow warming up to mid 70s with a high of 74. South winds around 15 miles per hour and sunny skies once again. Well, as we head into our weekend, Saturday almost 80 degrees with a high of 78. Sunday cooling off once again with a high of 62. Again, those rain chances beginning in the afternoon. Lows this weekend in the mid 50s. As we head into next week, cooling down a little bit on the next week coming up. We do have a cool front moving in on Monday night. Monday high of 64, Tuesday high of 60, and then highs in the 50s for Wednesday and Thursday, in the lower 50s. In fact, Wednesday high of 51, Thursday high of 53. Next week lows in the lower to mid 30s. Again, we could see freezing temperatures Wednesday or Thursday night as well. Well, cooler temperatures are ahead, so if you are thinking about getting out your winter clothes, now is the time, especially before we head into next week. I'm Elizabeth, and it's back to Yemi and Grace.
Thanks, Elizabeth. The season of giving typically starts with the Thanksgiving holiday, but with the end of classes coming only 2 days after this year's break, some campus groups are already encouraging the Texas Tech community to exercise their generous spirit a little early this year. The TTU Human Development and Family Studies Graduate Student Association is currently hosting their annual toy drive. The drive gives Red Raiders a chance to drop off gifts or monetary donations to benefit local children 3 years old and younger. Members of the Graduate Association set up a table in the breezeway of the Health and Human Sciences building on Monday, accepting donations between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. The final day to contribute to this year's toy drive is tomorrow, and anyone from the tech community can stop by and drop off items before the tabling ends tomorrow afternoon. All donations will then be given to the Center for Early Head Start, and the toys will be distributed to children to make their Christmas holiday a little brighter. If you can't make it out before the drive ends this week, you can also send an email to the address listed on your screen.
As we mentioned earlier, the Thanksgiving break is just over a week away, but Texas Tech football is already getting some much-needed time off.
But in their place, a couple of other Red Raider teams have stepped up to fill in the gap in Texas Tech athletic schedule, and are both off to a great start. MCTV's Todd Eldridge has the details on some Red and Lady Raiders who are already on a roll in sports. Todd?
Thank you, Yemi and Grace. Kicking off on the hardwood last night, the Red Raiders dominated the Wyoming Cowboys 96-49. Tech shot an impressive 66% from the field and 55% from beyond the arc. JT Toppin was a force on the court, logging a double-double with 24 points and 12 rebounds, while Chance McMillan was a perfect 4 for 4 from downtown. Tech ended up being too hot to handle for Wyoming as the Cowboys coughed up 25 turnovers, which led to a staggering 40 points off of them. Tech was also tough in the paint, scoring 44 points in that zone. Here is head coach Grant McCasland on the team's ability to drive the ball.
For me, it's just how urgent can you be, because we're about to play in games that will be a one-possession game. It's happening. And in the Big 12, how urgent can you keep your team where they understand every possession matters? And it's a huge deal to me, and that our team recognizes that and we don't get complacent.
Tech moves to 3-0 with the win. Coming up next, the Red Raiders finish up their 4-game homestand in the USA against Arkansas Pine Bluff on Monday at 7 p.m. If you're not going in person, you can catch the game on ESPN+. Staying on the court, the Lady Raiders also moved to 3-0 on the season with a 75-68 win over New Mexico. Junior Jasmine Shavers posted the top score for the team with 18 points, and junior forward Serengbe Sanogo was an impressive on defense, putting up 4 blocks, 7 rebounds, and 10 points. The Lady Raiders shot 80% from the free throw line and had 22 points off of turnovers. The Lady Raiders look to remain undefeated next against Washington State on Saturday in the United Supermarkets Arena at 6 p.m. That game will also stream on ESPN+. The Big 12 tournament came to a close for the Red Raiders soccer team, But the postseason continues as they have earned the number 8 seed in the NCAA tournament and will host Louisiana State on Friday at 7 p.m. at the John Walker Complex. You can also watch all first-round matchups on ESPN+. The Red Raider football team heads into their bye week after dropping their game against Colorado on Saturday. A popular belief among tenured head coaches is to learn from the mistakes and focus on going forward. Coach Joey McGuire echoed that sentiment at the end of the Colorado post-game press conference.
I hate it, but our guys will bounce back. This is a bye week that we do need. We really didn't need our first one, but this is a bye week that we do need from the standpoint of we're really banged up. We got some guys hurt in that game tonight, and then we coming off a loss like that, we need a week to try to take a deep breath and get back on the right track.
Tech's final 2 games after the bye are matchups on the road against Oklahoma State, then here at home against West Virginia. Both start times have yet to be announced. I'm Todd, your resident non-trad sports nut, and that was everything Tech athletics for this week. Back to you, Yemi and Grace.
Thanks, Todd. So, Grace, are you planning to head to the USA to cheer on the basketball teams?
Honestly, I am, A, because it's the only sport I understand, and B, I love our Tech Raiders. I love them so much.
As you should, and I'm planning on doing the same, just I need to find a ride first. Anyways, that's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you next week.